Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into one of the most elegant and instructive chess battles ever played, a true duel between two titans of the game, Anatoly Karpov and Garry Kasparov. This match beautifully showcases what happens when calm strategic precision face off against raw tactical energy. Karpov, playing white, starts confidently with e4, and Kasparov replies with c5, entering the Sicilian defense, a favorite choice for players who thrive on counterattack. Karpov develops his knight to f3, putting pressure on the center. Kasparov responds with e6, a flexible move that controls key dark squares. Then comes d4 from Karpov, striking at the center. Kasparov captures, and Karpov recaptures with his knight, and from here the game begins to take shape. Kasparov brings out his knight to c6, challenging white control, but Karpov immediately jumps forward to b5, already hinting at threats on d6. Kasparov calmly plays d6, strengthening his structure and guiding the game into the well-known timer of variation of the Sicilian. Then Karpov plays the subtle c4, a move full of purpose, pinning the pawn on d6 and restricting black's counterplay. Kasparov, ever alert, attacks the e4 pawn with his knight. Karpov coolly defends with his other knight, keeping his everything coordinated. Kasparov strikes back with a6, a classic Sicilian idea. Usually, white's knight drops back to a3, ready to reroute to c2 or e3 later, where it can become a key defender or even a silent attacker. Both sides continue developing. Bishop comes out, king castle, and tension slowly builds. Kasparov plays b6, preparing to fianchetto his bishop on b7, putting more pressure on white's e4 pawn. But Karpov knows the long-term picture, that pawn on b6 can also become a weakness, a future target for his dark squared bishop. Piece by piece, both players line up their armies aiming at each other's flaws. Karpov improves his queen position, increasing quiet pressure. Kasparov answers dynamically, chasing the queen with his knight, a moment that truly highlights the deep understanding both players have of this complex middle game. After a tense sequence of exchange in the center, the board clears up, and we entered the endgame. Karpov kings down, while Kasparov went in sharp tactics. Karpov was a master of control and subtlety. Soon, Karpov rook begins targeting a weak pawn, and Kasparov d6 pawn becomes a permanent problem. Instead of passively defending, Kasparov pushing forward, brave but risky, and it cost him the pawn. Best move is bishop f6, and after b3, knight c6. If rook takes d6, bishop e7, and black is better. After d5, Karpov plays f3, bishop f5, c takes d5, e takes d5, rook takes d5, and bishop e6. Rook d6, bishop takes a2, and rook takes a6. Karpov rook captures on a6, gaining material. Now his plan is simple and crystal clear. Coordinate every piece to support the advance of his b pawn, which could sound turn into a dangerous passed pawn. As the endgame unfolds, Karpov pieces find perfect score. He plays bishop c5, rook e8, bishop b5, rook e6, and b4. Take the knight b7, bishop f2, bishop e7, and knight c2. Taking the bishop d5, and rook d1. Good move from Karpov. Bishop b3 and rook d7. If bishop takes c2, rook takes e6, and rook takes e7. So Kasparov plays rook d8, and after rook takes e6, rook takes d7, rook e1, rook c7, and bishop b6. After rook takes c2, rook takes e7, Kasparov resigned the game. A flawless finish proved that pure positional understanding can overpower even the most dynamic aggression. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notification so you won't miss the next legendary encounter in chess history. Thanks for watching. See you in the next game.